I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes from the May 2023 meeting?
Move the motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Approval of the bills, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We start with accounts payable, which total $1,738,160.97. Payroll this cycle is $357,873.18. From the 911 account, bills are $43,255.30. CDBG account totals $68,458.78. There are two checks from the Act 137 account for $1,055. I will move the motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Treasurer's report, Treasurer Griffin.
Morning.
Morning.
This treasurer's report covers the period from 5/3 through 5/16/2023. General account has a starting balance of $3,929,948.39. Total debits are $490,243.46. The treasurer's office agrees with the bills as read by Commissioner Postal. General has an ending balance of $2,323,224.72. Other ending balances include liquid fuels with a balance of $315,113.78. Act 89 has a balance of $508,634.46. 911 telephone account ends with $587,918.67. LEPC is $29,521.72. Local use fund ends with $614,513.81. And finally, capital reserve account tops off with $13,544,411.01.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Meeting events, Mr. President.
I forgot, but by the end of the day, the chief clerk will have meetings and events from me.
Mr. Perry.
I provided my list to the chief clerk. I'd also like to welcome Charles Falk and Sandra Vermeulen from MCTV here today. Thanks for filming.
I also will provide a list under new business and then public comment first. Under new business, request for exoneration of 2023 county portion per capita taxes. Juniata Terrace tax collector Susie Tyson has two. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Request for exoneration of 2023 county real estate tax bill and relieve the tax collector for collecting this bill. There's a parcel located in Lewistown Borough. The mobile home is demolished, now $71.75. Parcel located in Union Township, the building was demolished, now $30.75. Parcel located in Wayne Township, cell towers were removed from property records and added to the Huntington County Assessments record due to the resolution of a mapping issue, now $3,145.33. For motion to approve the exonerations.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have a request for refund of a portion of county real estate tax for 2022. It's a parcel located in Arma Township. There's errors in the building location, square footage, and occupancy date. Amount of $111.27. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have a proposal from Keller Engineers for development review in Berry Township, amount of $2,085.
This is a way of explaining this a little bit, Mr. Chairman. This is just a one-time review because of conflict. So I'll make a motion to approve it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have an agreement with Mifflin Broadband for the Allensville Tower. Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, good morning. This agreement provides an easement from the current Mifflin County 911 tower site in Allensville to a parcel, two parcels that the county and Upward Broadband are in the process of purchasing. That area will give us an option in the future to replace our existing tower, and Upward Broadband will need access from our tower site for utilities across the new property and into theirs. This is predicated on the county purchasing the said property. If we don't purchase that property, then we're not going to give them an easement because their tower will be too close to us.
I know you're working on this, and we are also, but I don't, do you know what the timing is of the closing yet?
I do not know the specific timing. I know we have an agreement under review for subdivision that's going to the township for that. We're moving, our goal is to move forward as quickly as possible, but it's the bureaucratic process of permits, subdivisions, those kinds of things. But hopefully within 3 months, I would expect.
I'll make that motion, Mr. Chair.
And I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Phil, one more question.
Yes.
Do you know, this is really to enhance the broadband service, if this all goes the way it's supposed to go?
Yeah, it's a two-part project. One is providing enhanced broadband coverage to the Baytown side of the ridge and the Belleville-Allensville side of the ridge. But because our tower can't be used to put our equipment on, it's just overloaded, it's 30 years old, and we from the county perspective, want to ensure that in 20 years or so, when the lifespan of the tower that we're using exceeds and it needs to be replaced, we have adequate space to put that tower up. So two parts of the process that we're looking at.
But Gap Brothers Holdings is doing this for the enhancement of the broadband services for Belleville area of Union Township.
Yeah, Belleville, Allensville, and the Baytown side.
That's what I really wanted to talk about, is that after this is done, assuming that everything is done the way it should be, that the service, the broadband service in that area, wherever this could reach, is going to be enhanced.
Right, and Upward Broadband, Gap Brothers, who's sponsoring that for them, is actually part of a multi-county project. Huntington, Mifflin, Juniata, I think they go as far south as into Franklin and Perry. But they're doing a large expansion of those services through a large grant that they got through the federal government.
Yeah. Thank you, Phil.
Okay, we have 5 grant agreements for the Homeless Assistance Program. Human Services Director Allison Fisher.
Thank you, Commissioners. This is our annual HAP grant that we receive from the state, and I will note that until we have final approval of the budget, this allocation is tentative, but the board did meet and they would like to bring these proposed allocations forward to you for approval. There are really no changes from the previous year. We haven't received an increase in this fund in over 10 years, so it is what it is.
You mean state budget?
Correct. Yeah, the state has not increased it in a very long time.
I wonder if the state budget has been increased for this line.
I don't think that it has, not for this line item. That was a huge topic of conversation, actually, because as we all know, we're facing a housing crisis nationwide, not just locally, and so it was not increased.
All right, thank you.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We have 6 for the Human Services Department Fund. Allison?
Thank you. Again, this is our annual allocation for the Human Services Development Fund, and this is another allocation that has not changed over the years. This funding is to allow agencies in the community to provide what we call gap filler services. So it's a great fund because it really allows the community to decide what is necessary within the parameters of the grant. Of course, it's to serve low-income agencies that serve low-income individuals. that don't meet other categorical definitions. And so there's an advisory board that makes the funding decisions, and they're bringing these forward to you for consideration. And again, this would be tentative based upon the state budget.
Okay. The motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The Tri-County Justice System Response Improvement Program agreement between Juniata Valley Tri-County Drug and Alcohol and Mifflin Juniata Human Services for technical support, reporting, and coordination, data collection, and analysis for the period April 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024, in the amount of $6,000. Allison?
This is a grant that we worked with Tri-County Drug and Alcohol to receive through PCCD, Pennsylvania Commission on Crime and Delinquency. It will help fund, again, the co-responder program, also additional case management for Tri-County Drug and Alcohol, some trainings for responders in our community, and then we have the part that you're seeing before you, which is for the data collection piece of the grant. So we're actually not the holders on this one like we usually are. Tri-County had to be the applicant, but we are partnering with them for the data collection piece.
They are reimbursing us for this.
That is correct, Commissioner Postal, yes.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
We have a contract extension with Shaw Electric and PBCI Allen Mechanical and Electrical for the shelter and Dairy Township Senior Center projects, extended the completion date to September 8th, 2023. Housing Rehab Specialist Doug Morris.
Hi, thank you, Board of Commissioners. These two items are, these are extensions to the time of the contracts due to supply chain issue problems that we're having. For Shaw Electric, the electrical panel at the shelter has been delayed twice now. It's anticipated it's going to come in late June. We're hopeful of that. And the Dairy Township Senior Center had a long-term lead time item on their main HVAC unit originally. So what we're doing is we're authorizing the time extension until September 8th. So I'm asking for you guys to approve the chairman to sign those.
What was the original date it was supposed to be done?
It was a May 4th.
I don't have a problem extending it. Does it need to be extended from the state side of things, because this is money that we're receiving under?
We already have received a state grant extension for our CD funds.
All right, I'll make that one.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
We have Lewistown CDBG Southside Improvement Program.
Okay. Yesterday, after speaking with Lucas, previously the commissioners have approved the low bids for ADA ramps and paving. Okay, and the Lewistown Borough Council engineer and all of us would like to add all of the alternates that were previously bid under that project, which totaled $82,784. But those alternates were for millings, different types of millings on the streets. Some will have full-scale milling, others will have partial milling and that type of thing too. Help with the roadway depth and revealing the curves. So at the Borough Council meeting, the last Borough Council meeting, the council approved the additional $82,784 for the alternate ads. And after talking to Lucas yesterday, what he's going to do as far as the contract is, the contract will be signed with the original amounts, and then the $82,784 will be added as a change order for the contract. So I'm asking for your approval, and this will be for the Glenn Hall Baker contract. The original Gene R. Charles contract that was approved will not be changed at all due to any order. So I'm asking for your approval and authorizing the chairman to sign any documents on that.
Any questions?
Doug, there's a lot of sidewalk work that seems to be being done on the south side, I've noticed.
Mhm.
And does that have anything to do with this? Because one of the homeowners said they need to replace their curbing because of the street, I guess, repaving. And I said to go to Borough Council for that complaint.
Yeah, and Lucas can probably help me out with this too, but what happens is when the borough is looking at doing a street repaving or replacement project, they notify all the residents within the area, and they are required to update their sidewalk or curbing as needed. That's typically the homeowner's responsibility, within the borough. We're doing the ADA ramps, which may incorporate some of their sidewalk to meet the grades and slopes necessary. So we may be doing a small portion of their sidewalks, but typically we're doing the ADA ramps on the corners.
Okay. Right, Lucas?
It is a borough ordinance that whenever there is a roadway paving project, the property owner which fronts that street is required to maintain, or if it's in poor condition, replace any curbing or sidewalk. So they usually send out letters 12 to 24 months in advance. They give them time to schedule a budget. But that's a borough ordinance. I think it's been on the record for quite a while.
Thank you.
Yep.
Doug, I just have one question. I see in this bid that some of these alternative bids are lower for other people. But I'm taking that what you did is accept this bid as a low bidder for all the work all together.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So you're not going back and piecing out some of these alternatives, because apparently they're all premised on the idea that they got the bid first bid. You guys are going to come back and do something for less.
That's correct, yeah. The total of the low bid plus all of the alternates was, Hallbaker's was the lowest, and then as the base bid and the total of the alternates for everything made the second and third bidders higher also. So,
Yeah, I just noticed there were some things on the alternates that were lower, but I get what you're
yeah, we don't want to mix,
saying. Can't mix them up.
can't mix and match in the alternates.
Okay, the motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. To change order number 1 with Big Rock paving for the Reedsville Walnut Street sidewalk project, there's an additional $547.50 covered.
Okay, thank you again. This is another project we have ongoing right now. The project is nearing completion, and it is for replacing this section of Walnut Street sidewalks from Waterfront Avenue to the park at Reedsville Playground. And we ran into a little bit of additional quantities that needed to be replaced. So that was an additional $547.50. I'm asking for your approval to approve this change order.
Motion approved.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Bid results for the Walnut Street sidewalk phase 2 project. Doug?
Okay, this was a recent project that was bid. However, due to some issues with the bidders' paperwork that they supplied, the bidder was considerably lower, and they missed adding some of the paperwork into their bids. The second and third bidder were considerably higher, and in going to that would have required additional funding. So the township supervisors, and I did consult with Steve, decided to rebid the project and reject all the bids, and then turn around and rebid the project, so at a later date. So I'm asking for your approval to reject all the bids as submitted, and then we will be again rebidding the project over the next couple of weeks.
So obviously, everybody knows what these numbers are.
That's correct, yes.
And there was no big bond or deposit or made to
They
hold
missed
this.
a lot of stuff. I was surprised. I mean, we gave them a chance to supplement it too, and they didn't. They said some things, not other things. I'm concerned about it. Doug says they're capable of doing the work. I don't know, look at the history of how they're really low, lax on the paperwork. And, you know, if the thing is wrong, one of the lower bidders can challenge it and be poured over it, you know. I just found there was too much stuff was missing.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
Okay, under personnel, we have rescinded the hiring of part-time corrections officer Cassidy Wildman, Tyler Wildman, and Kyler York, effective May 8th, 2023. Promotion of Arthur Stanton and Nathan Reese from Truman Youth Caseworker 1 to Caseworker 2, effective May 22nd, 2023. And the appointment of Maddie Hummel for Human Services intern, effective May 22nd, 2023. The motion approves personnel items.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're good, adjourned.